Regional nations watch carefully, balancing their economic ties with China against their security alliances with the United States. Every decision made by commanders at sea or diplomats in faraway capitals is influenced by decades of history, complex treaties, and national pride. Strategic choke points in the sea carry trillions of dollars in trade annually. Shipping lanes for oil, technology, and consumer goods crisscross these waters. Control over the South China Sea doesn't just mean military superiority, it means economic leverage, influence over global supply chains, and the ability to dictate terms in international politics. In this environment, even routine operations carry the weight of global consequence. The rivalry intensifies as military technology and strategic planning enter the equation. China's naval capabilities have expanded rapidly over the past 2 decades, now boasting a formidable fleet including aircraft carriers, destroyers, and submarines armed with advanced missile systems. These fleets, combined with coastal missile batteries and radar installations, extend China's ability to project power far beyond its shores, challenging the freedom of movement of any foreign navy. The United States counters with carrier strike groups, stealth aircraft, and nuclear-capable submarines, projecting power across oceans to maintain influence and reassure allies. The waters become a chessboard where every move is calculated. Every maneuver a test of patience and resolve. But the rivalry is not only physical, it stretches into technology and cyber domains. Advanced communication networks, satellite reconnaissance, and cyber capabilities allow both sides to monitor, disrupt, and anticipate adversary actions. Trade, too, is a battlefield. Tariffs, sanctions, and supply chain restrictions further heighten tension. Military exercises, often involving live-fire drills and high-speed naval maneuvers, simulate conflict scenarios that test readiness and signal intent.
The South China Sea, an expanse of water that stretches across Southeast Asia, is more than a strategic maritime passage, it is the stage for one of the most intense rivalries in modern geopolitics. Beneath the waves, beneath the foggy horizon, the United States and China maintain a silent, high-stakes standoff, where every naval movement, every radar ping, every flight path is monitored, recorded, and analyzed. The tension here is palpable, yet invisible, a slow-burning test of strength that could determine the balance of power in Asia and beyond. Aircraft carriers slice through misty waters, their hulls reflecting the first rays of sunlight, while submarines glide silently beneath. Unseen, unheard, holding weapons capable of changing the course of history. Fighter jets streak across the skies, their engines piercing the dawn, as satellites orbit high above, silently tracking every movement. One miscalculation, one misread radar, could trigger a cascade of events with consequences that extend far beyond these contested waters. And tonight, we explore how this rivalry has reached its current edge, the history that led us here, and the scenarios that could unfold in the blink of an eye. For decades, the South China Sea was a quiet stage for regional trade and diplomacy, dotted with fishing boats, merchant ships, and occasional naval patrols. But as China expanded its economic and military influence, the waters became a flashpoint for power projection. Artificial islands, built on reefs and sandbanks, now host runways, radar systems, and missile batteries, forming a chain of fortified posts that extend China's reach far into contested waters. The United States, in response, conducts freedom of navigation operations, sending carrier strike groups and destroyers to sail deliberately through these zones, signaling that no single power can dominate the open sea. These patrols, however, increase tension with each mission.
The stakes rise daily, as every patrol, every intercepted radar signal, and every public statement carries the weight of global scrutiny. Each side is locked in a high-stakes dance of deterrence and provocation, testing limits without crossing the line of open warfare. The consequences of conflict in the South China Sea extend far beyond the regional waters. Disruption of trade would reverberate across global supply chains, affecting industries, technology, and energy markets worldwide. Shipping lanes that carry essential goods, from electronics to oil, would be compromised, causing delays, shortages, and skyrocketing costs. Financial markets would respond with panic, insurance rates for maritime trade would soar. Diplomatic alliances would be tested as countries worldwide respond to the crisis, some accelerating military spending, others reevaluating strategic partnerships. The political and economic balance of power would shift, forcing nations to adapt quickly to a rapidly changing reality. Even for citizens far removed from the conflict, the impact would be tangible. Energy bills could spike, imported goods could become scarce, and global commerce could enter a new era of instability. In this interconnected world, no maritime crisis remains isolated. What happens in the South China Sea affects everyone, everywhere. For now, the waters are calm, but beneath the surface, tension simmers like a hidden storm. The United States continues its patrols, China maintains its fortifications, and satellites silently monitor every movement. Diplomats exchange cautious statements, and military planners remain vigilant. Yet the rivalry is far from resolved. Every day, new developments, exercises, and maneuvers add layers of complexity to the geopolitical chessboard. How long can balance be maintained? Can deterrence hold in the face of national pride, strategic necessity, and technological escalation? One misstep could ignite events that no one can fully control. The South China Sea remains a fragile theater of power, and the next move has yet to be made. When it is, history could change in an instant, leaving the world watching, waiting, and bracing for what comes next.